Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to the H1FY25 post earnings conference call of Swaraj Shootings Limited. Today on the call from the management we have with us Mr. Nasir Khan, whole-time director and part of the promoter group. As a disclaimer, I would like to inform all of you that this call may contain forward-looking statements which may involve risk and uncertainties. Also, a reminder that this call is being recorded. I would now request the management to quickly run us through the presentation for the quarter, giving us a brief on the business and performance highlights for the quarter that went by, the growth plan and vision for the coming year, post which we will open the floor for Q&A. Over to you, Nasir.
Good afternoon, everyone, and I hope all of you had a chance to look at the investor presentation that is uploaded on the company's website as well as the stock exchanges. But I'll run through the presentation again for a brief introduction of the company. So, can you please move to the brief slide of the company? So basically, Swaraj Shooting Limited was incorporated in 2003 as a trading mill, which is now a composite textile manufacturing company with focus on manufacturing denim and cotton fabrics. And denim and cotton fabrics. And we have a spinning mill, we have a gray fabric manufacturing mill, we have a yarn dyeing mill, and we have a process house for cotton and denim fabrics. So I'll give you a brief introduction. Firstly, I'm glad to announce that the company has commenced the following plants, which were announced in advance. So the denim division expansion, which was previously, which we had a capacity of around 15 lakh meters per month, has now been increased to 21 lakh meters per month. And the gray fabric expansion, which was around 7.5 lakh, which was around 13 million meters per year, has now been enhanced by 7.5 lakh meters per month, which will help the company reduce its dependency on outsourcing of gray fabric. And the cotton fabric division, which was soon to be started in October, has now commenced, and it is slowly stabilizing now. So I'll tell you about the results that we just came out with. A brief financial highlight. The company has recorded highest ever half-yearly revenue of 163.86 crores during the quarter, showing an increase of 13% on YOY basis. EBITDA for the half yearly stood at around 24.85 crores as compared to 15.90 crores in HY1FY25, showing an increase of around 56.30% on YOY basis. So EBITDA margin for half yearly is around 15.4% as against H1FY24 margins of 11.1%. Half yearly profit after tax is INR 9.85 crores against INR 5.49 crores in HYFY24. That is an YOY increase of 29.50%. EPS for the half yearly is INR 5.26 per share against INR 2.49 per share in HYFY24. The utilize. Can we please again go to the slide in which we started the plant? Yes. The yeah. So the company. Yes, this one. So the company on 25th July, when it started, the main advantage that we have from the denim division and the gray fabric division will be in the utility costing, which will be reduced drastically by 25%, which will help us in obtaining better margins. And and the cotton fabric division will help us cater to our existing customers who are in demand for cotton fabrics, because the customer base for denim and cotton fabric is similar. So we can now cater to the same customers with multiple products, which will increase our customer base. We've already increased our customer base from 80 to 100 customers to 150 customers globally and immediately both combined. And we have increased our export sales also, which was a total of around 5 crores last year. We have increased our export sales to around 15 to 20 crores in this half yearly revenue. So, and if I talk about the market conditions in H1 of FY25, the markets were a little tight in textile industry in HY25. The stocks levels were a little high. The payment cycles were a little delayed. But now the market are improving, and both the exports and the domestic markets, because of the festival season and H2 is usually higher in textile industry, has picked up demand now, and the payment cycle and the dispatch cycles have also increased, and the stock levels are coming down now. The company has achieved the following certification or is in process of achieving the following certifications in this half yearly. The first one being BCI, Better Cotton Initiative. It's a membership. The company has achieved GOTS, Global Organic Textile Standards, Global Recycling Standards, Organic Chemical Standards, ISO 9001, ISO 45000, ISO 14000, SA 8000, and Oikotex 100. The company has achieved the following certifications, which will help the company to cater to bigger brands like Walmart or bigger brands in like Levi's in globally with the following certifications. And we are from like we are from such a there are only few companies in India with these many certifications and to give to the customer. In this process setup, the cotton process was started in October 2024, and it is at a utilization level of around 40% right now because last month ही वो चालू हुआ था, and we are every month we are increasing capacity. The denim and the gray fabric division is now running at 85% utilization stably because it was starting on 25th July 2024. I would like to open for the Q&A session now, if it's possible.
Sure. Anybody who wishes to ask a question may use the option of raise hand. Alternatively, you can also let us know in the chat box and we'll invite you to ask the question. We take the first question from Swarnashish. Swarnashish, you can go ahead.
Hi, sir. I have a few questions. The first question is, how much subsidy have we received in the first half, and how much is expected in the second half?
The subsidies that we received in first half was around 3 crores from the central government that was used to prepay the term loans, and the second was the EPCG GST refund of around 7 crores that we have received. In the second half, we are targeting because the plant was commenced on 25th July and the mega project according to the MP government was completed on 25th July. जो हमारा प्लांट चालू हुआ था ग्रे फैब्रिक एंड वो वाला, तो उसके बाद हमें सब्सिडी रिलीज होना चालू हुई. इन द नेक्स्ट हाफ वी आर टारगेटिंग अराउंड 15 crores of subsidy to be released in way of interest subsidy, electricity subsidy, and capital subsidy.
Okay, sir. So H1 around we have 10 crore benefit that is reflected in PBT, right?
No. Basically, capital subsidy is being adjusted in the balance sheet.
That is the 3 crore amount.
Yes, 3 crore उससे term loan कम कर दिया हमने.
Okay, and but the 7 crore is reflected in the PBT.
No, the 7 crores is being adjusted in the GST refund amount. It is in the assets itself. It's in the balance sheet only. The PBT amount is only from the business.
So both amount is in the balance sheet only.
Yes. Exactly.
And sir, by this year, our
Hello.
capex will be completed. So next year, say if I assume around 250 to 60.
Sorry, we lost
Sir, I'm
your
saying after
voice in between.
Sir, I'm saying if we commission all of our capex by this year, then next year, if I assume around 250 to 60 rupees of realization per month, we can do around 1,000 crore plus revenue. Is my calculation?
Yeah. If the total on the total utilization, we can do 1,000 crores of revenue because we have a total manufacturing capacity of around 40 lakh meters of finished fabric per month, 20 lakh meters of around cotton fabric, and 21 lakh meters of denim fabric. The average realization of Swaraj right now is around 210 to 215 rupees per meter. But with 200 to 210 to 215, so we have started increasing the realization also. So 1,000 crores revenue is achievable from the existing plant. The yarn plant will be anyhow catering to the in-house use. That will be increasing our margins.
Yes, sir. And sir, if I see before COVID we had a high margin, then during COVID our margin reduced. Now we are inching up the margin again. So how do you see the margin in future? I mean, I understand the backward integration will improve it, but I am saying about demand supply mismatch, something like that. Can our margin be impacted?
So firstly, I'll tell you what happened before COVID was we were basically into job work manufacturing. On job work manufacturing, they are usually higher margins because the revenue is very low. Because हम जो charge करते हैं वो services का charge करते हैं job work basis पे. We used to work on job work basis with the brands. If you have read our profile, there was a sudden increase of our revenue from 60 crores to 130 crores in a particular year. जहाँ पे हमारे margins in absolute terms were increased, but in terms of percentage were decreased. So that was because हमने from job work basis we transferred from grey fabric to grey fabric manufacturing. So job work basis के अंदर the margins are usually high because the revenue is very low. We only charge for service charges. And right now, what is happening is we are a composite mill now. We have our own yarn dyeing division. We have our own weaving divisions. We have our own process houses. Now we'll be having our own yarn divisions. And along with that, we've installed the best-in-class machineries to reduce the utility costing that are helping us increase our margins day by day, along with the developments and the R&D team and the developments that we are doing daily. That is helping us increase the margins day by day.
Sir, I am asking if there is some oversupply in our industry or the
Oversupply in
demand
terms
is
of,
reduced.
so it depends
Our
on
realization go down,
it depends
then
on the
can
product. Manish ji.
if the realization because of some oversupply or demand mismatch scenario, if the realization goes down, can our
Yes.
margin be impacted? Or if there is a cotton price increase, is it passed through?
So if basically we work on make to order basis, so we pass on the prices. If there's a sudden fluctuation of more than 5 to 10% in cotton prices, like COVID times, there will be of course an impact on the margins. But if there's a minimum impact on the cotton prices, a reasonable margin that we take in the costing of the fabric, there will be no impact on our margins. And secondly, the type of products that we supply. So basically, by we being such a young company right now, have joined our hands with brands like Walmart. We are in talks with Primark also. We are in talks with big brands right now. At being such after being such a young company, that the main reason of that is because our R&D team is working tirelessly and has developed more than like abhi 6 months हुए we have started working on cotton fabrics, and we have developed more than 400 different type of samples in that too. So that is the main reason कि हमारे margin intact रहते हैं. आज अगर एक नॉर्मल टेक्सटाइल की अपन बात करें जो which is not focused on development and which is focused on manufacturing quantity and quantity, the margins are impacted by the fluctuations in yarn, even if it's by 1 or 2%. Along with that कि वो सेम से सेम प्रोडक्ट बनाते रहते हैं तो उसमें मार्जिन उनके इंटैक्ट नहीं रहते. हम अपने मार्जिन हमारे सिक्योर रखने के लिए we keep on swapping products. हम एक ही प्रोडक्ट को बार बार खींचते नहीं रहते हैं.
Thank you, sir. My last question is, we had a guidance of 100% sales growth this year. In the first half, we're a little bit of short. So do you like to revise your guidance or?
Basically, we were not short in we were not short in the first half. Our plant capacity was increased in the last month of the first half. तो आप जो देखेंगे ना, our YOY growth in revenue from 141 crores to 165 crores was due to the new plant that became operational. और H1 usually slow ही रहता है. आप last year भी देखेंगे. अब हमारी capacity is more than double and we have the order book for it. So I'm very confident about achieving the revenues, and we are already doing the revenues after H1. क्योंकि हमारा plant ही अब जाके पूरा operational हुआ है.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I will get back in the queue. Thank you, sir.
Thanks. We'll take the next question from Aman Shivare. Aman, please go ahead.
Hello. Hello.
Aman, can you unmute and ask your question, Aman?
Excuse me, are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
जी अमन.
Thank you, Nasirji. So a quick question from my end. Yesterday, or a few days before, there was a notification from the Ministry of Commerce regarding the impact of the Bangladesh situation currently and the benefit of it on the Indian textile industry for mostly for apparels manufacturer. So I wanted to understand if it would impact us positively, given that we have, since we belong to the Indian textile industry, but we have a strong supply chain demand in Bangladesh. So I was a bit confused over there as to how it would impact us.
So currently we have around 80% के around revenue is from domestic of ours, and domestically also we work with brands like Spiker, Mufti. Brands हमारे साथ already काम करते हैं. So even if the demand in the domestic demand is started increasing rapidly from H2 right now, and the dispatches are very good right now. तो अगर बांग्लादेश का अगर supply कम भी होता है, तो we have a good demand in India, and the products that we develop are very accepted. They are very accepted in the market. To my developments of it, so it won't have a negative impact on our balance sheets or our revenues. We will still develop and we will still supply to the good brands, and we will have our margins intact. So we've started increasing our margin. We have started increasing our quantities with Reliance also right now.
Understood, Nasirji. So as I understand, it would impact positively in
Yes.
aiding to our growth development
Yes.
from
So our
the
major revenue
domestic
is from
sector.
domestic market only. तो हमारे इतना बड़ा इम्पैक्ट नहीं आएगा उससे.
Understood. A follow-up question, Nasir ji. So, from the income statement, the balance sheet statement, I noticed that the cash generated from operations realized this year was considerably different from previous year. So it was 725 this one, and previously it was 4634. So, is there any comment that you would like to add on this?
The cash generated from business operations basically, इस बार हमारी क्या हुआ था, जो हमारे customers थे and the operations that we have and the cost of producing goods was relatively lower. That helped us increase the margin. जो हमने yarn की purchasing करी, वो सारी चीजें करी, the costing was lower than we expected, and that was the reason our margin increased. और उससे हमारा cash generation बढ़ा.
Okay, but this one for this year we have it on the lower end on 725. So
Basically, जो cash generation था, उसका मेन रीजन हमारा यही रहा था कि जो मार्केट्स हमने स्टॉक लेवल्स बढ़े, ये सब बढ़े, हमारा कैश जनरेशन बेसिकली बढ़ा है, बट हमारे प्लान्स भी डिले हुए हैं इसके साथ में. जो हमारे इंटरेस्ट, जो हमारे प्लान जो मार्च में कमेंस, अप्रैल में कमेंस होने वाले थे, दे स्टार्टेड इन जुलाई. सो हमारे उसके अंदर हमारे जो उसकी वजह से हमारे लॉसेस बढ़े जो इन हाउस, वो थोड़े बहुत उस पर भी इम्पैक्ट हुए हैं. बट ओवरऑल हमारे जो कॉस्टिंग, हमारे कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स सोल्ड जो COGS था वो कम हुआ है, तो उससे हमारे उसमें मार्जिन बढ़े थे. तो ओवरऑल हमारे जो प्लान डिले हुआ उसके चक्कर में थोड़े लॉसेस बढ़े, बट इसको उसने कंपेयर किया था.
understood, Nasir. Final question from my end. Just follow up on the revenue guidance. So as you mentioned that we have now increased our capacity to almost twice, and as well as we have the order book for it. So, as I understand, we still stand strong on the 600 crore guidance. So, on
Yes.
that note, then we would need to target around 450 crores approximately sales in the next quarter. So, if
Yes.
you could please help me understand the breakdown of those sales, like how much are we
Yes.
targeting from export? How much would it be from domestic or branded players and job work? If you can give a bifurcation on that, that would be really helpful, please.
So the cotton fabric divisions, if I talk about the H2 cotton fabric division है हमारा, that will be targeting a revenue of around 150 crores. Cotton fabric division जो है हमारा, जो cotton fabric बनाएगा. The denim division है हमारा, because the stocks that has been piled up in H1, along with the production that we'll be doing in H2, will generate a revenue of around 210 to 220 crores, and the rest of the revenues will be generated from yarn and job work basis and some trading.
Understood, Nasirji. And how much? We also noted that you mentioned we will be targeting around 100 to 150 CR export revenue this year.
Yes.
So are we still on track to achieve that revenue?
So in the last half year, we achieved around 15 crores of revenue from exports. So around 10 to 15% of our revenues from our export. अब हमारे जो export के orders हमारे बढ़ भी गए हैं, and along with that domestic orders भी बढ़ गए हैं. So depending on the margins, that if we have better margins domestically, we'll go for domestic brands. If we have better margins in exports, but we have the order book for exports also right now. So exports में हमारे problem नहीं है, and we also got the certifications in hand right now of BSI and ISOs and GOTS and all. So we have better market capturing for brands in exports also. So we are targeting कि हम ये revenue achieve कर सकते हैं export के 100 crores की भी if we want to, but margins पे depend करता है कि margins कहाँ better हमें मिलता है.
Understood, Nasirji. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll take the next question from Shrini M. Shrini, you want to go ahead and ask your questions?
No, he already answered my question in the guidance part I want to ask, but he already answered. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Anybody else who wishes to ask a question? We'll take the next question from Amit Agicha. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Am I audible?
जी अमित जी.
Thank you, sir, for giving the opportunity and congratulations for good set of numbers. So my question was with respect to the order book size. Where actually I think makes the number.
Yes.
I wanted the
Hello.
number order book.
The order book number, right?
Yes.
So the denim order book was so historically I've told you the order book for denim has always remained from 25 lakh meters 30 lakh meters, and हमने उसको उतने में ही स्टेबल रखा है क्योंकि हमारी कैपेसिटी 21 लाख मीटर से ज़्यादा अभी भी डेनिम की नहीं है. And if I talk about cotton order book, so basically we started manufacturing cotton fabrics and developing cotton fabrics before even before the plant started, 6 months before, 5-6 months before. वो हम बहुत कम quantity में करते थे and हम weaving in-house करते थे पर उसको process outsource करते थे. But we started developing developments and started giving supplying 1 or 2 lakh minimum meters of fabric to the customers. So currently, at the we have an order book for cotton fabrics of around 15 lakh meters, which is rapidly increasing now. क्योंकि हमारा plant अभी भी चालू हो गया.
So is it possible to give the order book in exports and domestic segregation?
So in exports right now we have an order book of around 21 crores के around हमारी order book है exports के अंदर.
And domestic?
और वो उसके अंदर cotton and denim fabrics both are mixed.
Okay, and domestic?
Domestic, the rest of the order books are basically आप मान के चलो the rest of the order book for around 35 meters. It's around 80 to 90 crores is of domestic.
Thank you, sir. That was helpful. And sir, I had requested earlier also to the IR for a personal meet. Is it possible?
Sure, Vinayji will organize that.
I have sent the email.
Yes, sure.
Thank you. All the best.
We'll take a follow-up question from Swarnashish. Swarnashish, you can go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thank you
Hi, Sunil. जी बताइए please.
for the opportunity. On to your earlier participant, you have given H2 revenue breakup. So their revenue from yarn is also included. That was mainly for captive consumption, right?
Revenues from yarn for H2 you're talking about, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
For the H2 upcoming. So I talked about around 40 to 50 crores of revenue from yarn plus trading. तो बहुत minimal revenue है वो तो.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'll get back in the queue.
Thanks, Sonashish. We'll take the next question from Aisha. Aisha, can go ahead, please.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So, along with margins, revenue for H125 was soft comparing to H2FY24. Can you
Yes.
provide more insights on this?
So basically, if I compare H2 from H1 in every year that we have performed, or in major textile industries which do not expand or something like that, H1 usually slow इसलिए होता है क्योंकि इसमें festivities बहुत कम होती है, and along with that the demands in first 2 quarters are usually low in textiles, and second and third and fourth quarter में demand ऊपर बढ़ती है, तो stocking बढ़ जाती है H1 में हमेशा. If we compare H1 last year to H1 this year, the revenue has increased. But अगर अपन H2 को compare करेंगे इस साल के H1 से, तो revenue हमारी जो भी revenue बढ़ी भी है, that was due to the new expansion that we came up with. जो cotton के साथ भी हमारा चालू हुआ था, थोड़ा बहुत cotton करते थे, तो H1 usually slow ही रहता है textile के अंदर हमेशा. Stocking बढ़ जाती है इसमें.
Okay, sir. Another thing I wanted to ask is, you are in denim and scaling up a capacity. Would like to understand your thought process for the business going forward.
So basically, the main reason आप देखेंगे जब even if you visit our plant personally also, when we started this plant in 2022, the denim manufacturing plant with the capacity of manufacturing 15 lakh meters of finished fabric, हमें with a very minimum investment we could have installed a third line also, which would have increased our capacity to 21 lakh meters, और उससे हमारी utility costing भी कम हो जाती. But हमने उस टाइम इसलिए नहीं किया था क्योंकि we wanted to see how the market will react to our products, how the cash flows will be maintained in in this industry, and will we be able to cater it the way we are thinking of catering it to. फिर जब हमारी ऑर्डर बुक स्टेबल रहने लगी, जब हमारे पास एक नॉर्मल ऑर्डर बुक रहने लगी 25-30 लाख मीटर की ऑर्डर बुक रहने लग गई, दैट्स व्हेन वी डिसाइडेड कि yes, it is time for us to expand our denim capacity and fulfill the total capacity, जिससे हमारी यूटिलिटी कॉस्टिंग कम हो जाएगी और मार्जिन तो इंक्रीज रहेंगे क्योंकि हमारी कैपेसिटीज हमने उस हिसाब से प्लान की थी.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
We'll take the next question from the line of Manav Kothari. Manav, you can go ahead, please.
Congratulations, sir, for a good set of numbers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, I wanted insights on the Swaraj denim site. We are building a brand, right, called Swaraj denim. So, what are the product line we are supposed to carry on there?
So the products, if we talk about in Swaraj denim, are very like we have numerous products of denim. We have products for kids, we have products for males, we have products for females. So basically, इसमें bifurcations ऐसे होते हैं कि a particular product developed for female cannot be used for male or kids. A particular development for kids cannot be used for male. Along with that, if I talk about in male segment also, we have developed numerous products with different type of stretchability, different type of yarns, different type of weaves if we talk about, and along with that कि हमने कैसा मतलब चाहे वो IBST हो जिसके अंदर आप थोड़ा रब करेंगे तो ऊपर इंडिगो होगा नीचे ब्लैक आ जाएगा. So we have developed numerous products like that in
Correct.
Swaraj
So,
Denim.
what is the update on that brand? Like, are we going into B2B or B2C
No, no,
customers?
we won't be going to B2C. हम B2B में रहेंगे क्योंकि B2C is a very different segment.
Correct.
To go into B2C, we'll have to establish garmenting, and along with garmenting, we'll have to establish our own brand different than Swaraj Denim. जो
Yes,
basically
yes,
ऐसा होता है.
that's different R&D cycle.
Yes, that is a totally different sector.
Yes, yeah, yes. And on the so H1 H2 side, so is it a 30/70 side that 30% of the revenue is from the H1 and 70%?
Yes,
If
so
the gap
basically,
has widened, is it a risk?
the reason behind that was the expansion, the main expansion, which doubled more than doubled our capacity, started at the end of H1.
Okay.
तो उसके बेसिस पे रेवेन्यू डिवाइड ऐसा हो गया.
Okay, so sir, मतलब ऐसा हो गया कि does that mean कि from FY25-26 300 400 side H1 and H2 can be feasible, right?
Yes, in next financial year, right? I couldn't hear you
Yes,
properly.
yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Manav. We'll take the next question from the line of Sachin Deshmukh. Sachin, you can go ahead, please.
Hello, Mr. Nasir. Congratulations on the good set of numbers.
Thank you.
Would you be able to shed some light on what's the repeat value? I mean, when the orders are actually given by these companies to Swaraj,
Sure.
have you had any history of whether orders have been repeated and what's involved, and what are the factors that determine
So,
whether there would be a good set of repeat orders?
so Sanjay, you must have heard of the term fast fashion.
Yeah.
Fast fashion का मतलब ये होता है कि the fashion keeps on changing, and we as a company to maintain our margins have to regularly update our products and supply new products. So basically, if I got a particular order from let's say Steve Jeans from Belgium today, okay, and जो उनके development team होती है वो developments हमारे होते हैं जो हम करके देते हैं, उनके बस garment वो अपने साथ develop करते हैं. So if we supplied a particular product of ours to that particular customer, उसको वो पहले हमें ट्रायल ऑर्डर देता है इसका 5000 मीटर का. वो 5000 मीटर जब अगर रिटेल में सक्सेस होता है, देन ही गिव्स अस अ बल्क ऑर्डर 50000 मीटर्स. ये हमें ऑर्डर देने के बाद ये प्रोडक्ट मोटा मोटी आप मान के चलिए 6-7 महीने पूरा चलता है, जिसके अंदर मोटा मोटी 10-15 लाख 20-25 लाख मीटर बन जाता है उसके अंदर. उसके बाद क्या होता है धीरे धीरे जब थोड़ा अगर वो इंडस्ट्री में आउट रहता है कि वी आर अर्निंग गुड मार्जिन्स इन दैट प्रोडक्ट, so the different companies start copying a little bit of those products. तो उसके बाद क्या करना पड़ता है हमें, टू मेंटेन आवर मार्जिन्स वी नीड टू अपडेट आवर प्रोडक्ट्स एंड सप्लाई न्यू प्रोडक्ट्स टू द ब्रांड्स. और जब तक हम वो डिमांड क्रिएट नहीं करेंगे बाय डेवलपिंग न्यू प्रोडक्ट्स, वो डिमांड आएगी भी नहीं. So we keep on developing new products and keep on supplying. So the customer retention of ours is good. We get the same base of customers only, but we get orders for different items.
Thank you so much. I'll go back in the queue.
Thanks, Sachin. If anybody would like to ask a question, you can please raise hand or put a question in the chat box.
Hi, Nasir. Since there are no further questions, shall we end the call?
Sure.
Oh, wait, there's
I
a
have a
question in
question.
the chat box. There's a question in the chat box from Aman Shivare. Aman, you can go ahead, please.
I can't see the message.
Thank you, Nasirji. A quick question from my end regarding the recent notification on future expansion. So, Nasirji, if you can communicate to us that we have recently doubled our capacity, are we plan to increase our capacity even further beyond this? And if particularly, then in which segment are we targeting to?
So now what we're targeting is garmenting. So basically garmenting हम target कर रहे हैं along with little expansion in spinning to help us cater to our total demand of our yarn. Along with that, we are targeting a little bit of garmenting. The total project will be defined after we announce and we make the project. But usse pehle, I can tell you this: we are targeting backward integration. We are not increasing the capacity for fabric. We are targeting garmenting and backward integration of yarn. That's it.
Understood. Thank you, Nasirji.
Thanks, Aman. We'll take the next question from the line of Alan Verghese. Alan, you can go ahead, please.
Thank you. Congrats, Nasir, for the good set of numbers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Nasir, just wanted to check on this, that, we've expanded our capacity and I think we spent quite a lot of money on doing that. So looking forward to the next quarter or the next half year, would it be right to say that the margins would be better because, we won't be investing much going forward?
The margins will be better. Along with that, we'll have numerous things such as we'll be having a totally in-house yarn. Plus, so what we did right now is, Alan, if you visit our plant, with the same number, same a little investment in utilities such as our ETP plants, our boilers, and all that, जो major चीजें होती हैं जिससे costing बनती है. With a little expansion in that और little थोड़ा हमने उसका वो बढ़ा दी capacity, उससे हमने हमारी capacity 15 लाख मीटर से 15 लाख मीटर से भी increase it to 40 लाख meters. तो हमारी यूटिलिटी कॉस्टिंग जो है वो मेजरली कम हो जाएगी. तो वो एक बहुत बड़ा एडवांटेज है हमें. अलॉन्ग विद दैट कि हमारे पास अभी नए कस्टमर्स होने लग गए और हमारी अर्निंग टीम भी बढ़ गई है. सो दैट we'll be definitely having better margins.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Alan. We'll take a follow-up question from Swarnashish. Swarnashish, you can go ahead, please.
Hi, sir. Thank you for opportunity again. My question is कि you have just said कि your domestic order is around 80-90 crore and export order is around 21 crore. So what gives you the visibility of 450 crore revenue in H2?
What happens on in textile industries, it's a rotational order book. हम जब हमारी जो कैपेसिटीज होती है हम उतने ही ऑर्डर्स ले पाते हैं कि हम उतना डिलीवर कर पाएं अगले 45 डेज 50 डेज में. हम उससे ऊपर के ऑर्डर्स ले लेंगे, वो कहीं ना कहीं हमें लॉस बुक कर सकता है या फिर मेरे कस्टमर को लॉस में जा सकता है क्योंकि इतना लंबा हम बुकिंग नहीं कर सकते हैं. सो वी कीप इट एज अ रोटेशनल ऑर्डर बुक. हमारे पास कोई ऐसे ऑर्डर बुक्स नहीं होती कि वी आर बुक फॉर द नेक्स्ट 7 months 8 months. ऐसे कहीं पे भी टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री में ऑर्डर बुक्स नहीं होती है. तो इट्स अ रोटेशनल ऑर्डर बुक. सो अगर थोड़ी ऑर्डर यहाँ पे ऑर्डर सप्लाई होंगे तो नए ऑर्डर्स उसकी जगह आ जाएंगे.
Yes, sir. And your yarn capacity was supposed to be commissioned in this month, November. So it is currently under commercial stage.
Basically November end में या फिर December starting में, वो December के उसमें commence होगी वो, due to a little delay by LMW, वो हो जाएगा अभी.
Okay, sir. But still we are expecting around 40 crore revenue from yarn division and trading, right?
Yarn and trading.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Swarnashish. We'll take the next question from the line of Kevin Shah. Kevin, you can go ahead, please.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I have two questions. So my first question is, I would like to understand more on managing the volatility in raw material prices. And my second question is, can you tell more on a bit of inventory management, particularly in the context of fluctuating input prices?
Sure. So the first question being said, we work on make to order basis, Kevin. So basically अगर मेरे को आज कोई कपड़ा सप्लाई करना है, a particular customer I'm working with, so the yarn prices today will be put for the customer कि आज की जो yarn prices है उसकी basis पे ऑर्डर बुक होगा और उसकी basis पे the fabric will be made. Although अगर dispatch थोड़ा डिले भी हो जाता है और स्टॉक बढ़ जाता है तो उसका dispatch थोड़ा बाद में कर देंगे, but वो yarn उस रेट में बुक होता है. So that is how we mitigate most of the yarn fluctuation prices.
Okay, sir.
Hello.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll take the next question from Srini M. Srini, you can go ahead, please.
Hey, there was a news about your preferential or fundraising.
Yes.
Are you planning to acquire any other? Is it for inorganic growth?
So basically, like I said to Amanji, we were planning to go into garmenting and a little bit into yarn manufacturing. That is why we were doing the pref. Depending on the market conditions, we'll see what happens right now. But that is the main reason.
Have you decided how much you're going to raise, and are you going to do a preferential or a rights kind of an issue?
It will be a preferential. We haven't decided the mode, the total mode yet, but we are mostly focused towards preferential.
Please consider right issue, Nazir sir, because that gives the opportunity like us shareholders to participate. This
Okay.
is just a suggestion.
Sure, Shmi, sure. आप बोल रहे हैं तो I have a lot to learn from you also. 100%.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Srini. We'll take the next question from the line of Rajiv Gaukar. Rajiv, you can go ahead, please.
Hello.
Rajiv, we are not able to hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, let's take the next question from Manav Kothari. Manav, you can go ahead.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. नासिर जी, to conduct on debt structure, कैसे debt structure till FY27 we are planning to handle?
So basically, the peak debt that we're targeting in terms of term loan will be around 220 crores right now, and then around working capital will be around 80 crores. Around working capital will be an actual demand, and 220 crores में basically अगर अपन बात करें, the subsidies that are coming in, we are prepaying the term loans from it. जैसे अभी 3 crores आई, वो 3 crores हमने directly term loan से pay कर दिया. The next round of subsidies that we'll be receiving, we are targeting to repay the term loan from that, along with the regular repayments that we have. So that will help us in, maintain our debt profile very well.
Yeah, and do consider a pref and because it gives a choice to bring very big investors on board, so maybe it is a good thing.
Sure, man. Thank you.
Thanks.
I think
Thanks,
that was the
Manav.
last question for the day, or do we have more questions? We take the next question from Aniket.
Yeah, just one question from my side.
So, sir, you
spoke about the share of exports.
Yes.
Which was rupees 15 crore in H1. So how do you see it going forward for next 5 years, and any plans for catering to international market? Also, how do you see the demand for denim in domestic and international market, if you could tell me?
So if I talk about the demand for denim and cotton fabrics both, because they won't go hand in hand for us. हमारे जो capacity denim and cotton के, we have the same customer base. Going forward, the fashion industry is a very big industry and it will always grow. इसके अंदर बात उधर आती है कि what kind of developments and what kind of unique things you can bring to the market that will help you achieve the margins that you are expecting. And the main focus of Swaraj Shooting right now is to focus on providing the best qualities and the best new developments on priorities and being the first in it. ये सबसे ज़्यादा मुश्किल टास्क होता है. Like the easier it sounds right now कि developments करके देते हैं, the tougher it gets to get a brand on board, to give them what they to give them the developments they want, to make them understand what will be the usage of these particular developments and all that. तो ये सारी चीजें लेके if we focus on establishing a good repo in terms of developments with the global brands or the indigenous brands also, this is a very good industry. अगर हम क्वांटिटी में जाते रहेंगे तो that's a different thing, but वो हमारा focus नहीं है.
Okay, all right. I guess I got my answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Aniket. I think this was the last question for the day. So I now hand over the call back to Vinay sir. Vinay sir, over to you.
Nasir, would you like to give any closing comments before we end the call?
So I'd just like to thank everyone for joining the call and giving me the opportunity for telling you about the company. Any other questions, I'll be happy to answer it through our IR, Mr. Vinay, and I would be happy to welcome anyone to the plant and show them what we're doing right now. Thank you for joining the call.
Thank you, Nasir, and thank you to all the participants for joining on this call. That brings us to the end of today's conference call. Thank you.
Thank you.